Hey, what's up guys? This is Taylor Horton with your free video here for, what is today? Today is Tuesday, April 5th. The free video for Tuesday, April 5th. And in this video, guys, real quick, I want to go through 5 of my favorite setups for the month of April. And we can start off here with LMT, which is Lockheed Martin. Now on Lockheed Martin here, and mind you, we don't have any trades here just yet, we would look for a push into about 470. And a lot of times that target of 2 ATR is a pretty consistent target. But for old Lockheed here, got a good trend going. We've had buy signals since, early February. So good trend, you got the buy signals, we're trading above the weekly 21. No bueno under the weekly 21. And we got some stacked DMAs here on the daily chart, stacked DMAs on the weekly chart, and a few green 10x bars. So I think all good structure here. Now I don't want to call it an issue, just something to be mindful of. We've got earnings here 2 weeks from today. So typically with this kind of structure, I'd like to go 30, maybe 40 days till expiration. With earnings in a few weeks here, we're going to have to keep it a little bit shorter. But here's the thing. Great daily chart. You've also got a few squeezes here on the lower time frames, mainly the 4-hour and the 2-hour squeeze. So potentially, in the pursuit of trying to keep this trade a little bit, short-lived, we might anchor to that 2-hour chart, jump in, and once that fires, think about taking profits and moving on to the next one. But all in all here, a good trend. I think a beautiful daily squeeze. If it wasn't for earnings, I'd be going 30, 40 days till expiration. But we might be looking for a few trades here, try to potentially catch a little pop here before earnings. So Lockheed checks out. Next up is Altria MO. And I think a pretty good example here of trend, structure, above the weekly 21. You got the stacked DMAs and momentum. So we got some 50 strike calls here for April 29th expiration, and we're working a target of, pretty much the neighborhood of 54 to 54.5. Any push here into about 2 ATR, we'll be looking to take profits. And in terms of squeezes, you got a few here. You got a few. 3-day, daily, 4-hour, 2-hour. And we don't have to worry about earnings coming up in a few weeks. So check out the 4-hour squeeze because, what I've learned over the years is a lot of times, a daily squeeze can be powerful. But what can be really powerful is you got a daily squeeze, a 4-hour, a 2-hour, a 1-hour, just a whole bunch of nested squeezes. And a lot of times, that daily squeeze fires once the move gets triggered by those squeezes in the lower time frames firing. So in terms of Altria here, I think you watched the 4-hour squeeze. And if you look at the 4-hour squeeze back here, we get support above the 4-hour 21. We start to print the squeeze. As soon as that histogram flips positive with a light blue bar, you tend to get that push. So here we are back in a 4-hour squeeze. We got support above the 4-hour 21. Histogram isn't positive just yet, but tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, any point this week, histogram flips positive. I think at that point, Altria might be gearing up for another push here into 54 and change. So we got some calls there that we're going to hang on nice and tight to. And next up, guys, is agriculture. Believe it or not. So for what it's worth, I've never traded agriculture, and I've been trading for 10 years. So at no point in the last 10 years have I traded agriculture, but I've traded some nice uptrends with squeezes, stacked DMAs, green 10x bars, and the buy signals, all of which you got here in DBA right now. So probably not something you load the boat on, but I do think a good structure here for, call it a solid base hit over the next few weeks for a potential push into about 22.5 to 23. So we got some calls there on DBA, and then next up, guys, is a uranium play in CCJ, which I think is gearing up for a push here. So for those of you in the options room, we're probably going to focus on getting an entry in here tomorrow morning. But we're above the weekly 21. We've got positively stacked DMAs. So there's your trend, there's your structure, and then you got buy signals and the green lights, the green 10x bars. So we got all the good stuff here, and let's see, in terms of squeezes, Yeah, we got a few. You got a big weekly squeeze, then you have the daily 4-hour, 2-hour, and the 60-minute. So ideally, and we might be nickel and diming ourselves here. I was going to say I'd like to pick it up at the 21 EMA. That's what? That's another, it's $1 difference between the current price. So I'm not sure if an extra buck makes a world of difference here, but I do think if we jump into that 4-hour squeeze, as soon as that histogram starts to, lift, I think we're off to the races. So we're probably going to price out a few trades here. Let me see, when's earnings? We all got to get in the habit here of checking earnings again. Okay, I kind of like that. Earnings on May 5th. So that's pretty solid. We got a good 3 to 4 weeks here to try to catch a push into about 30, 31. So we like some CCJ. And like I said, for those of you in the options room, we'll probably do a little something here tomorrow, assuming it doesn't gap up or get crushed at the open. Next up, guys, is CF, which I think this might be one of the better looking daily squeezes in the market. From a few different perspectives, in terms of the trend, and this is kind of nutty here, this has been producing our brand new buy signal since September of last year. So basically what that means is since last September, you've had the ultimate mix of trend, structure, momentum on both the daily and the weekly charts. And now we find ourselves here with a brand new daily squeeze. We've got the stacked EMAs, and there is one of those good old 4-hour squeezes. So I think you can work the same game plan. And you could just jump in and let it do its thing, but if you're trying to nail the entry here, check out the 4-hour squeeze. Find support above the 4-hour 21, print the squeeze, and then when that histogram turns positive, you're looking for a push into higher prices. So CLF, or CF rather, I think might be one of the prettier setups here in the market. And then, guys, we're going to end it off here with one more pick, which is an entire sector, being energy, XLE. Energy's had buy signals since February. We got the green lights. We've got daily 4-hour, 2-hour, 60-minute squeezes. And I think you can kind of take your pick. So today we grabbed some call debit spreads on energy. And I think Sam, he grabbed some Chevron. I think Henry grabbed some XLE as well. So we're getting busy over here in energy. But check out EOG. Perfect trend in structure. Check out Chevron. Perfect trend in structure. Buy signals since January. Pretty much here, I think anything in energy. EOG, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Devon, Fang. I know I said 5 picks, but energy counts as one. I think so long as XLE holds good structure here and support above the weekly AEMA, which currently sits around, let's call it 74 bucks. I think as long as energy is trading above 74, and we got buy signals, we got bullish momentum, we're looking for a continued push here to the upside. So again, take your pick. Could be XLE, could be Devon, could be EOG, really whatever you fancy. I think it all looks pretty good here, so long as energy is above 74. And the reason being, real quick, in terms of context, I think important context, again, I think the best trend in the market right now, however, we are a little bit stretched here on the weekly chart. So you'll notice that AEMA, it's kind of your momentum moving average. So we pull back to it, we find support, and the trend continues. We pull back to the AEMA, find support, trend continues, we pull back, trend continues. So I think it's worth a shot to the upside here. However, come the end of the week, come next week, if we're getting closes under the weekly AEMA, you might want to think about cutting it loose, because at that point, it might be gearing up here for a pullback to the weekly 21, which realistically, in terms of the overall trend, that's where we would like to get our most aggressive in terms of pursuing trades to the upside. So there you have it, y'all. Let's get the daily charts up here one more time. But 5 picks for you. The entire energy sector, CF, CCJ, some DBA, some LMT, and some MO. Hope you all find that helpful. These are just a few of the picks we're focusing on in the options room the options room right now. And for those of y'all in the room, I did post the full watch list in the alerts this afternoon. So for those of y'all in there, go on ahead and check that out. For the rest of you, hope you find this helpful. If you haven't already, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and I look forward to talking with y'all next week. What's up, traders? This is Taylor from Simpler Trading. I wanted to thank you for watching our video, and if you liked the video, go on ahead and comment down below, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to get a notification anytime we upload our next video. And of course, if you want to watch us trade live in real time with our own money, check us out at simplertrading.com. Until then, trade safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.